Hello Taurus, and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements, looking at your recent past, your current energy, and your immediate future, answering the question, what do you need to know right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self? Friendly reminder that these are general readings and they are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So do please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. Last thing is that any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading or coaching session with me is in the description box below. All right, Taurus, let's jump on in and see what you guys have been dealing with. Let's start here with your recent past to see what has Taurus been dealing with. Past energy for Taurus, please. Celebration, enchanted, and then you have the past. Okay. I feel like this is definitely this energy of kind of navigating through some pretty dark energy, like some heavy energy. I feel like this celebration card is kind of like this light at the end of the tunnel energy, because if you look at this card, it's like, you know, everything's very dark, but then this moon here is very much illuminating this path. I feel like this is kind of light at the end of the tunnel kind of energy, and I feel like you have felt, it's like, it's almost like this energy of the light at the end of the tunnel, but no matter what, it feels like you never seem to reach that light. So just feeling as if I feel like you are, I don't know, it's like not able to get yourself out of this energy, because I feel like it could kind of also be, you know, one thing after another. You know, one thing happens, you finally recover from that, another thing happens, or like just kind of getting like beaten down by life in a way. And I feel like it's been a pretty challenging time, but this celebration card, I feel like, is definitely to come. Like this light here at the end of the tunnel is still very there. I just feel like you're still kind of in the middle of a journey here, which can get really difficult when you just feel like there's no relief from difficult or challenging times. Just like no matter how hard you try, you know, it's like I said, just kind of one thing after another. Yeah, because then you have this embrace uncertainty. So I feel like there probably is a lot of uncertainty in your energy, which just makes things even extra hard. Okay, current energy here for Taurus. So where is Taurus at now? I feel like you really are coming to the end of a difficult period. For, you know, whoever this is for, you have boundaries and patience. Patience and boundaries. And then you have this do nothing card, which, and then slow it down. Do nothing doesn't literally mean do nothing, like just sit in a room and do nothing. But it can be the energy of kind of letting go, you know, letting go and allowing answers to come to you, allowing next steps to appear. I feel like your patience is really being tested in this current energy, especially if you've kind of been dealing with this energy for a while, kind of like that darker energy that I feel like you've been navigating. Now, this boundaries card is this need to make sure that you are very much protecting yourself, you know, making sure that you're standing up for your truths, you know, setting strong boundaries in your relationships, and in general, also setting boundaries with yourself, you know, making sure that you are, you know, taking care of yourself and not burning yourself out or distracting yourself from what you're experiencing. Because although sometimes distraction can be good, to get our mind off of things, sometimes we fall too deep into that and we kind of pause the healing or we pause the journey. So I do feel like you, like I said, I feel like you're coming to the end of a really difficult period, but I still feel like you're in it. And I think that right now that patience is really being tested, and it's very, very important to protect yourself. Your boundaries need to be strong right now for sure. I think you're going to get clarity soon. With this do nothing card, I think you're going to get, like, I don't know if it's answers or a direction or like an idea or something. But I feel like that's going to come soon. What does Taurus need to know moving forward? Immediate future for Taurus, please. Support and protection. Ooh. Support and protection. Face your fears, meant to be love. Wow. Okay. What you're going through is a very important part of your journey. And I feel like it's one of those things, because, our soul is here to learn lessons. We're here on this, and I've talked about this in readings before, but like on this earth school to learn, to heal, to grow, to evolve. And there are some things that, we're kind of meant to go through for some purpose. And I feel like this is just one of those periods of your life that is very much happening for a reason. That doesn't mean that you need to just like enjoy it or, be grateful for it. No, that doesn't, I'm not diminishing how you feel or what this is putting you through, okay? It does feel like it's been a very challenging time for you. But with this support and this protection card, I feel like you really need to know that, I feel like saying the universe has your back is almost not, it doesn't even cover it. It's like you have the support of a divine team, even if you're not fully aware of it. Like, I feel like this is like the universe has your back times a million. And you are so divinely protected and supported. And I think that is going to be clear whenever you kind of get to the other side of this, because I feel like wherever this leads you, it's taking you to like where you're meant to be in some way. I feel like that's so vague, and it's hard because these are general readings, right? So I can only be so specific, but like sometimes the most difficult periods of our life end up being some of the, like, leading us to some of the best things that happen to us. Now, I'm not saying that you need to look at what you're going through as a good thing, okay? So I'm not sitting here saying you need to just be happy that you're experiencing this, but have faith that there, first of all, is an end to this period of your life, because there absolutely is. And second of all, believe that this is leading you somewhere good. Life is a series of ups and downs, and I think I've really learned to embrace when things are good and to understand that when things are not so good, that they're not going to be that way forever, and that there's always going to be another kind of up that's going to be that I'm being guided toward. And when we learn to kind of embrace life as that kind of journey, we start to kind of embrace life for all that it is. Because, I think a lot of people have this idea of getting to a place in their life where they no longer have problems, like no longer have problems or issues or fears or worries. And that's not a realistic place to be. You're always going to have worries, fears, doubts, insecurities. There's always going to be problems. But the more that you kind of teach yourself that you can get through the hard stuff, the easier it is to really navigate those periods, and the easier life gets, because you're able to trust yourself when things are not so good. Know that you're going to get through them. Know that you're going to be able to handle anything that comes your way, and then be able to really embrace and enjoy things when they're good. So I feel like you're kind of in one of those difficult kind of dips of life right now, but I don't feel, it might feel like it's been lasting forever. And I mean, depending on your journey in particular, maybe it has been a really long time since you've kind of experienced things on the up and up. But I do feel like your life is kind of like headed in the journey of like on the up and up once you kind of make it through this period. But let's get you an overall theme of this reading. What does Taurus need to know in order to move forward in alignment with their higher self? overall theme of this reading for Taurus, and then we are going to dive into tarot. Home. I like this. You know how I said that this is kind of this journey of you like finding where you belong? It's almost like finding your home, like where you're meant to be. Now, this could literally mean finding like a home, like a physical home for yourself, like a place where you feel safe, where you belong, where you can kind of relax and recover. But I feel like this goes a little bit deeper than that, and it's almost like about creating a home within yourself, because this feels like one of those things that like once you get through it, you're going to look back and you're going to be like, okay, if I can get through that, like if I can get through what I just went through or what I'm going through, like I can get through anything. Like life isn't as intimidating whenever you realize that you can handle hard stuff, because you start to realize that no matter what happens, you are always going to be able to deal with it and you're going to be okay in the end. And that's where we really create a home within ourselves, is when we trust ourselves and we lean on our own strength and we lean on our own spiritual connection to be able to make it through really difficult periods of our life. Like I'm going to be honest, like I feel like this one that you've been going through here, Taurus. But let's start or dive in further to this past energy you have enchanted with celebration. This light at the end of the tunnel. It's still there. You are going to make it to it. I feel like that's the most important thing, is you need to know that, our circumstances are always temporary. Like I said, we'll always have problems. There will always be things that we kind of need to navigate, but it doesn't always last forever. Like it can sometimes feel like it. All right, past energy for Taurus, please. It's like finding your way home, home to yourself, home to where you belong. What does Taurus need to know about what they've been dealing with? Something flipped around here. 7 of Wands, another card about boundaries here. Protection. This could also be an energy of like stubbornness, but I don't really get that. I mean, I know that you guys, Taurus signs, kind of have a rep for being stubborn, but I don't necessarily feel like that's what this is talking about. This is 7 of Wands talking about. It's like this need to really protect yourself. Okay, past energy for Taurus. 2 of Pentacles. That's about balancing, prioritizing. And then here you are, King of Pentacles. Whether you're male or female, I feel like this is you kind of showing up in your own reading. I want to know, is there anything else I need about this message? The Strength in reverse. So 7 of Wands, 2 of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, Strength in reverse here. Okay, I feel like whatever you've been going through has probably been making you feel a little bit powerless. Almost as if, it's definitely a test of strength. And I don't like that word test, because I feel like that kind of has this indication that the universe is putting you through really hard things to like test you, to see if you're like strong enough to handle it. That's not really what I think that is what happens. I think that life kind of does its life thing. We experience all that life has to offer, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the universe is there supporting us through it all. But there are periods where our strength kind of starts to get tested, where we start to wonder if we're ever going to make it through, if there is an end, if things are ever going to be okay again. And I feel like this whatever this period is, it's required a lot of resilience. And that's what I feel like the 7 of Wands is really about. Like it's not a stubbornness necessarily, because I don't think that it's like, I think that word stubborn can kind of be can have a negative connotation, but I don't feel like that's really what this is about. So it's not really like a stubbornness. It's more of this resilience, like this energy of not backing down, regardless of how hard things have gotten. And I think that you have had to tap into that resilient energy a lot, maybe just in your life in general, but maybe specifically recently. And no matter how resilient a person is, eventually that's going to get tiring, right? Like there's only so much that someone can take before it's like, something that I remember when I was going through difficult times, or like still I'll have this conversation with my husband when certain things come up, is like, he'll be like, you can get through this, like it's gonna be okay. And I'm like, I know I can get through this. Like sometimes it's like, I know that I can get through hard things, but we just kind of get tired of dealing with hard things, right? It's like, I know I can, I just don't want to deal with, I know it's like, I want life to be fun and easy, but it can't be like that all the time. Sometimes, we do go through periods of difficult things. And I think that that's kind of where maybe you're at, or where you've been, is like, yes, I know I'm resilient. Like I can handle this. I've been handling this, but like, I'm so tired of handling this. I'm so tired of things being difficult. And I think that that's why it's been a real test of strength for you, is because anyone in your shoes would probably want to give up, would probably want to throw in the towel, be like, I can't do this anymore. I'm done. Like, I don't want to try anymore. I don't want to fight anymore. And I feel like, Taurus, you have kept kind of fighting or showing up. I think that showing up is a better way of saying that. Showing up for your life, showing up for yourself, showing up for, what you truly deserve. And I think that you should be very proud of yourself for that, because again, that's a really difficult thing to do. When it feels like life is kind of beating you down in a lot of ways. So I like that we're seeing the Seven of Wands and the Two of Pentacles upright, despite the Strength in reverse, because usually the Strength in reverse would kind of lead to, those things kind of being absent as well, like struggling with boundaries or priorities or whatever the case is. But I feel like no matter what, you've really tried to stay strong, true to who you are, and that will pay off. I really do truly believe that. And I feel like that's also what this kind of boundaries card is saying now, especially seeing the Seven of Wands, because the Seven of Wands can also indicate boundaries. And I feel like, again, it's just this resilience and really staying like, and I said this at the beginning, but like staying true to who you are, like not giving up on yourself or your path or whatever the case is. I feel like that's going to take you to some really cool places. But current energy here for Taurus, patience with boundaries. Current energy for Taurus. What does Taurus need to know about where they're currently at? It's almost like the universe is saying, keep trusting, because there's the Tower. And again, it just kind of feels like you're dealing with one thing after another. But there's the Wheel of Fortune. The Seven of Cups. There's definitely this energy of being incredibly overwhelmed right now. I feel like it's kind of like the energy, and it could be bigger than this, but it's like, you're dealing with, like say that you own a home, and your air conditioner breaks, and then as soon as your air conditioner breaks, you get a leak, and then as soon as you get a leak and you fix that, then something else happens, and it's just like, it feels like you can't kind of get grounded or have this period where you're like able to breathe a little bit. But this Wheel of Fortune is this indication that things are working out in your favor in like a bigger picture way. It's not always easy to see it when you're in the middle of it. This Tower card just kind of indicates that I feel like there's been a lot of really emotionally charged events that are happening in your life. And I feel like why this Patience card is taking place is because this energy is very similar to your past energy. So that's why I feel like it's like I've been dealing with this dark energy, or this difficult period, like this. I've kept feeling like the light's at the end of the tunnel for a really long time now, but it just is not. I'm not able to get to the other side, and I feel like that's why you have this Patience card. Now, this Page of Cups in reverse is this energy of having divine support and divine guidance available for you, but not really fully being open to it. So I feel like there are solutions to whatever you're going through, but I feel like they're on the other side of something that I've really noticed is when, and my husband's called me out on this more than once, but like when something happens and I'm kind of in the initial stage of freaking out about whatever's going on, I have a tendency to jump to the conclusion of, I don't see a way through this, therefore there must not be a way through this. Like, I don't see a solution, and that adds like a bunch of anxiety and stress. And sometimes in those moments, my anxiety about me not currently seeing a solution overrides my ability to actually find a solution. So sometimes when we're in the midst of it and we're feeling really emotional and things are, really heightened, and it's hard for us to come to like a grounded place to be able to navigate through it, and be able to look for solutions or look for like next steps, because we're so focused on what we're able to see in this current moment. As humans, we have a tendency to really get like very narrow-minded in situations, and it's just kind of how it goes. We have a tendency to really only see what's right in front of us, when in reality there usually is a whole lot more to the story. And I feel like that's what this Wheel of Fortune is talking about. Like, in a bigger picture scale, I do feel like things are going to work out for you in the end. It just really doesn't feel like it right now. And I feel like even when it starts to feel like things are working out, then something else happens. And I think that that's why so much of your faith and your strength and your patience is really being tested. This is kind of this encouragement to keep showing up for yourself, even if it's so hard right now. Because I like I said, I feel like anyone in your shoes would want to just kind of throw in that towel and be like, I'm done. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. But I feel like if you can keep showing up with that resilience, that you're going to get through this. Like, there is absolutely, I feel like, a guarantee that there is an other side to this. But at the same time, you're not alone. And there is kind of this need to open up to this divine support and protection. And I feel like the outcome of this specific situation that you're going through is very protected too. Like, I feel like things are going to work out better than you think that they will. It's just right now I feel like you don't see solutions or options, which again is natural and normal. When you're kind of looking around, you're going, well, I don't see an option or a solution, so it's hard to believe that there are any, right? I certainly can't blame you for that, but I do think that as you're moving forward, you're going to find, like, what did I say? I said at the beginning, it was like, you're going to find I think clarity is going to come soon. I think that you're going to see like a solution or a next step, or that light at the end of the tunnel is going to start to be brighter. It feels like, I don't know. And I will say, when we're kind of going through difficult periods, I really have learned that it is kind of like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Like, it's like you got a little bit further ahead, and then like something happens and you fall back a little bit, and then and it's like you might not feel like you're moving, but you are slowly but surely taking steps out of that tunnel, out of that darkness, out of that period. And then, the more that you're kind of showing up for yourself in your life, you'll then be able to look back and be like, oh, wow, okay, like, I did that, I made that, I got through that. And then moving forward, you're going to be like, come at me, life. Like, I can handle anything if I can get through that. So I don't know. I'm sorry you guys are going through such a hard time, or whatever collective this is, addressed to. I am sorry. But I think that there is another side to this. You're going to heal. You're going to get through this. But I can tell, me telling you that isn't going to matter. Those are things that you're really needing to remind yourself right now, even though I do feel like it's hard. All right. What does Taurus need to know moving forward? Should they choose to move forward in alignment with their higher self? What can Taurus expect? It didn't turn all the way around or hit the table. I like when they're a little bit more obvious than that. Immediate future for Taurus. The World. The ending of a cycle. Literally, there's the Lovers. There's Magician. I'm going to pull a little bit more. So you are closing out a really difficult period. And then there's the Queen of Swords. But interesting. It's going to take an open heart and an open mind for sure. Because I feel like you kind of want things to work out a specific way, and of course you do, you're human, but things very rarely work out the way that we think that they need to, okay? But they tend to always work out the way that they do ultimately need to. So I do feel like, this World card to me is like closing out a difficult period, closing out a difficult cycle. This Lovers is kind of this return of things kind of aligning with your deservingness, aligning with your worth, kind of being in a place where you feel loved, supported. And then this Magician, I feel like, is really kind of talking about, though just kind of in general, like the manifestation process. Manifestation is such a buzzword, obviously, but people often think that what that means is, oh, I'm going to think really hard, or I'm going to think about positive things really hard, and I'm going to journal about it, and I'm going to make a vision board. And though those are wonderful tools, that's not actually how manifestation works at all. Manifestation is showing up for your life in the best way that you can with the best tools that you have at that time. And showing up consistently in that way is what ultimately creates it. Manifestation is consistent actions, which is going to start with your thoughts and your beliefs aligning with those actions. So, I think that sometimes, especially if you're trying to create a better life for yourself in whatever way, whether it's in your relationships, whether it's in your career, like if there is one thing that is certain in this life, it is going to be obstacles and challenges and uncertainties. Like there are always going to be obstacles and challenges in our life, but your ability to handle those obstacles and challenges is going to be so strong it's like, because you're making it through what you're going through, you are going to have this capability to take your life even further than you thought it could go. And it's being able to look back and say, well, if I'm strong enough to handle that, and it's almost like you gain this inner confidence, you recognize that you are very supported by the universe, and you take that and you transmute it into positive things. I've certainly learned that when we go through difficult periods in our life, we can really allow that to take our life in one of two ways. We can allow it to, break us down, and, we surrender, not surrender isn't the right word, but we give up, or we, allow kind of that darkness to consume us, or we transmute it. We take it and we learn from it, we grow from it, we heal from it, we evolve from it in some way, and we use it to our advantage to make our life better in some way, shape, or form. And there's always an opportunity to do that. It's, however, always the more difficult route. It's always easier to kind of give up and becomes consumed by the difficult things that are in your life, but it's so much harder to stand up and like I feel like you're doing, be resilient and show up for your life anyway, despite those things. So I do feel like you are, I feel like I've been saying this, maybe it has been for a different sign, but specifically Taurus, I feel like you're probably really tired of believing that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, especially if you've been dealing with this for a really long time. But that's what I feel like this is closing out a difficult period, and almost as if like rewards after a difficult period for your resilience and your faith, and being able to really lean on your own strength here. So I do feel like you have good things ahead, even if it's hard to believe in that right now. But I'm going to hop on over to the extended. We're going to dive deeper into these messages, answering the question, what can you do right now to ensure you're moving forward in alignment with your higher self? So the extended is going to be focused more on kind of tangible advice and really focusing on what's within your control. Any information for that is in the description box below. Thank you so much, Taurus, as always, for your support of my channel. I do obviously hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, Taurus, I wish you nothing but love and healing and all of the wonderful things that you deserve and desire on your journey moving forward. Bye, Taurus.